Tones of the passage. Are you aware of the writer's viewpoint? Are you aware of his sentiments and feelings? Do you understand the writing style? Do you understand the method of writing? The first person narrative, the second person narrative, and the third person narrative? You do talk of we don't have second person narrative. Yes, that's what I was waiting for your answer to be pointed out. Do you have omniscient and reminiscent point of view? Do you understand what is reverie? Do you understand rambling? Yes, this question is to be put up, my students, not only to me, but to yourself, to your mind, so that your speculation rises to heights and you reach your pinnacle, because there are so many tones and tones. And I've told you, a student who has a great command over vocabulary can do wonderful hold over this. So let's begin with the tones of the passage for today. What are the tones talking of? How the tones is to be done? This is very important for today's class. We've already done 30 tones and 30 more. We are in the mid juncture. How many? My dear, I had to wind up with 60. That was also a very difficult task, but still I did it. So that's what I'm asking you at this juncture, that see how many tones you are able to point out to. Let's take our tones for today. These were some of the writing skills: factual, narrative, descriptive, explanatory and sarcastic tone. Moving further to the tones, that is ironical, satirical, argumentative, critical and analytical. I just guess aside so that you can match with these tones. Then we had was further in this tone category. I'm so sorry. Evaluative, respectful, appreciative. Yes. Critically appreciative and dogmatic. Then further in this tone, expository, cynical, pessimistic, optimistic, accusing, grandiose, skeptical, incendiary, rambling, introspective, passive. This is something which is very important. And further tones that we are taking up for today is humorous. Humor. We had so many of humorous things in life, and humor adds salt to life, right? It's a salt of life. Anything which is not humorous, any tragic comedy which is lacking humor would be just very boring. So the writer tries to make it more humorous and jocular and funny. In simple words, what does it mean, the word humorous? The word humorous simply means is funny. The writer's attitude or tone is more of funny tone. He's causing laughter, right? The author is making you laugh in these times. He's adding amusement to it. It is droll and amusing in tone. It is something which is more chucklesome, jocular and facetious, ludicrous, hilarious, tongue in cheek. Tongue in cheek is a cheek, we have various pronunciation varying in this. This means more of the writer's attitude. Please note this word, very, very important word. You can find this word in the tones of the passage. It is, other words are very much known to you. You are quite aware of them. The writer would talk in a more funny way. His purpose is not satirical. His purpose is not acrimonious, nor biting, nor ironical. He's just adding, removing the clouds of gloom and adding humor and happiness in someone's life. Have you heard of Thomas Hardy's famous novel, Mayor of Casterbridge? We had a famous epigram. Happiness is the occasional episode in the general drama of pain. I repeat, happiness is the occasional episode in the general drama of pain. Right? This is happiness. This is, life has all joys and sorrows, ups and downs, full of happiness and sadness. So this is just an adding humorous touch to it, making it more funny. That is humorous tone. Next is vicious. Vicious from the word vice. See, we have vice chancellor or vice president. That's the subordinate. We have also virtues and vices. Please note, life has virtues and vices. We have good people and bad people. The world is full of serpents and goats. Serpent is cunning, vicious, very poisonous, very venomous by nature. That is the word vices. Vices is simply meaning evil. Right? Deliberately cruel or violent, very brutal. Violent, dangerous, merciless, cold-blooded, savage, barbaric, atrocious, villainous, loathly, Fiendish means you are behaving like an animal. You are very brutal by nature, very savage by nature. You behave in a very evil manner. You've got that jaundiced eye. You have got that jaundiced eye, that evil look in you. You're more demonic and monstrous by things. This tone is not very often used. How can a writer be vicious? But then he may expect, maybe he's planning to destroy the world. He is villainous in that form. Maybe he's planning to plant a bomb somewhere. Although, as I said, that this is not very commonly found, but this can be. So this kind of a tone can be found related to very evil attitude of someone from the word vicious. Right? Next word. So you've noted the synonyms. Synonyms play a pivotal role in your selection. We have a direct question, we have sentence completion, we have analogies. Everywhere you're finding so many, so many words which are linked with it. Linked word, next word is cautionary. Cautionary is serving as a warning, right? You give a warning to someone. You're more cagey and chary by nature. See, please note this word, chary. Be cautious. Word of the saying, prevention is better than cure. Being very cautious, being very chary, being very attentive and taking things in a more serious form, in more if a form that anything bad can happen. You can't trust anybody in this world. This is more secretive and careful by nature. Please note these two words, very important, vary and chary. See, there's a difference. These are homonyms. When I say vary, V-A-R-Y, and when I say W-A-R-Y. Note, what is vary? The first one, this is a variable, it means change. Have you heard it in maths? Variables, the value of something which changes. And what is vary? Vary means cautious, be alert. Anything bad could happen, right? And the same way we have the word chary, be very cagey. It is serving as a warning to you. Means you are being warned earlier only. Still you do something wrong. So who is responsible? Naturally you yourself are responsible. You're more cagey by your tone. You're chary. You're preventative or very careful in it. Secretive means you're trying to hide. It's a kind of a sub rosa attitude. It is a non-committable thing. You're on one's toes, you're on your toes and you feel something is hidden or wrong in it. It is a cautionary tone. Or this is a kind of tone where you don't make things implicit to everyone. This kind of a tone would be called cautionary. Now we have very, very important two tones, although I have discussed verbally with you, but these tones are, asked in almost all examinations. If they are not the answer, they are one of the choices, and sometimes they are the answer too. Now what is subjective? What do we mean by subjective? We are not talking here of subjective and objective paper. What we are talking of here is subjective means any kind of a tone in which you have the writer's view. See, we have subject here. So subject means the doer of action, right? An object for whom action is done. So when your writer expresses his viewpoint, I express what I feel about something, this kind of a tone will be subjective. Writer is involved, more personalized, internal, impressionistic, cautiousness, personhood, attitude, opinions, egocentric or self-centered. The writer expresses his viewpoint. That kind of a tone is more subjective. In this kind of a tone, the writer is involved. Writer will be more expressive of his viewpoint. He is, yes, the writer is expressive of his viewpoints. Right? You can write it down. Suppose I am talking of reservation policy should be there in India or not, and being a general category, I feel it shouldn't be there. I express my viewpoints. They should be banned. This should be. See, your viewpoints may not match maybe with mine, but I just give you the things and I express my viewpoints in detail, expressing all my anger and outbursts and things that I'm carrying in my heart. This kind of a tone will be, yes, it will be subjective. This is writer's involvement. This is carrying the words I or we with it. I repeat, what does it carry? I or we with it, right? The objective tone doesn't have I and we, first thing. No I or we. Writer is not involved. It's fair, open-minded, equitable, non-partisan. Writer doesn't participate. See, I tell you about reservation policy, but I don't speak a single word about it. I don't express my viewpoints. I don't talk about it. It should be there, shouldn't be there. I don't become a participant in the passage because I am not having I or we. I remain very neutral or impersonal, ephemerical. Please note this word, ephemerical, very, very important for the tones of the passage. See, I have been telling repeatedly and repeatedly, word play, control, command over the words. The words should ring a bell in your mind. As you read the word, you should understand what the word means. And when you have that command over the words, who can stop you from doing your passage and your tone? Verifiable, existing and manifest. It is quite clear from the words itself that what is the writer trying to say about it. The writer keeps away. You can include the word passive from it. You can include the word neutral from it. You can include the word unbiased from it. You can include the word factual from it. See, one tone cannot be applied to one passage. As a poem can be a lyric, a poem can be a ballad, a poem can be a sonnet. One poem can be labeled 4 to 5 categories. A drama may be the same. So why not a passage? A passage can also be labeled 4 to 5 words. So when I say it's objective, automatically it becomes more of factual. Yes, it becomes more of descriptive. It doesn't express the writer's view, so it's more neutral, it's more passive. It's something where I want you to open the vistas of your mind, open the windows of your mind and see. You don't stand at one word, no threshold of one word. One word carries more words with it and more meanings with it. And that's what you are also supposed to do at this time. You should understand the word, see what is the multiple choice offered to you by the examiner, and then as a smart CLAT aspirant, choose your word accordingly. Don't be misguided by any of the words. See, this will not be there or that won't be there is not going to be the excuse. You have to thoroughly do that word very carefully. Right? So, humorous you would require with the word, ludicrous, very important word to be noted with this. You would remember with the word vicious, that is evil, and the word very important for this is fiendish. The word cautionary, yes, chary and wary. I explained you the homonym section also within. The word subjective tone, where you would be more of self-centered and egocentric. What is the meaning of the root ego? The word ego means self. Alright, so you're more self-centered in this. Subjective tone where I or we is more there, and objective tone when I or we is missing from the scenario. Right? This is more of verifiable tone. Turning to the next in this category, casual tone. The casual tone. The casual tone is a normal, relaxed manner of speaking. It is very normal, it is unceremonious. Usually this word is mentioned in the choice, but it's not always the answer. It is easygoing and open. You are uninhibited, means you are not hiding anything from anyone. You are laid back with the tones. You are not keeping the things in a form where you are hiding anything from someone. Have you heard of freelance generalist? Freelance generalist, yes, is free to write on the topic of his or her choice. So it's something where you are more casual manner. Writer is in a mood when he's not in a mood to argue with somebody. He's not in a mood of bellicose. He's not interested or disinterested. He's not partial. He's not biased. He is just expressing in a very casual manner. A river flowing at its own speed. Yes, this is what makes perfect tones. And so, it is this word which I want you to remember, uninhibited kind of a tone. The tone which carries a lot of weightage in this, laid back or freelance kind of a tone is called casual tone. Right, we'll be doing these tones further from 37 and we'll be continuing with this. Please do like the channel, as usual, looking for your like and your subscription. Please do add your comment to it. Thank you.